Hello everyone and welcome to Session 3 of the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle. My name is Randie Henderson and I am one of the Black Feminist Reading Circle members of this online group. This session runs from January 20th until June 2nd and includes 2 week-long breaks. Our democratically selected reading material is Harriet A. Washington's book, Medical Apartheid, The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on Black Americans from Colonial Times to the Present. Our book group meets each Tuesday evening from 6:30 to 8 on the Google Plus Hangouts on Air platform. You may find the Global Black Feminist Reader Circle on Google Plus, YouTube, and Facebook, and always feel free to join us in reading our story together.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle. My name is Michelle Odom. I'm one of the co-hosts of the circle and I'm located in Brooklyn, New York. I invite you to learn more about the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle at our main page on Google Plus or on our Facebook group page. Or by visiting YouTube, where all of our videos are housed, and there are a lot of them. And this session runs through June 16th, so we are coming on down the road. This session, we are reading Harriet A. Washington's Medical Apartheid, The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on Black Americans from Colonial Times to the Present. And tonight we are on Chapter 14, The Machine Age, African American Martyrs to Surgical Technology. And actually, Randie Henderson is going to be moderating tonight, but she won't be here until about 7. Tell us who you are.
My name is Joel. I'm calling from, hailing you from Charleston, South Carolina. Yes, the infamous North Charleston, South Carolina.
Thank you. And Edwina?
My name is Edwina, and I'm telling you from Utah, the infamous red state of the Mormons and the Navajo Indians.
And you're looking rather cute tonight. And Georgette?
I'm Georgette Moses, and I'm participating from Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay, and Kim?
Hi, I'm Kim, and I'm calling from New York.
Walker, and I'm joining you from Connecticut. Welcome.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Randie. I was supposed to be moderating tonight, but I hope that everybody is enjoying the questions so far. But my name is Randie, and I'm watching from Atlanta.
Chapter 14, The Machine Age, African American Martyrs to Surgical Technology, tells the story of medical experimentation with artificial hearts, artificial blood, and other surgical instruments, and how African Americans tend not to benefit from this research for which their bodies have been used and abused, often without their knowledge or consent, to the same extent as do white Americans. This chapter focused on the lives of patients at the mercy of a biocorps, doctors and scientists like William Osler Abbott, Hans Zinser, George Gay, and Harry Bailey. The central theme of this chapter was that these corporations, scientists, and doctors alike sought out the use of Black bodies for their experiments, when, if successful, would not benefit Black Americans or be affordable to them. Perhaps the most heart-wrenching aspect of this chapter is that many of the experiments were, of course, unsuccessful. Patients at the mercy of a biocore never survived longer than 2 years, and other Black people used by William Osler Abbott, Hans Genzer, George Gay, and Harry Bailey rarely, if ever, received informed consent. These African Americans were also thought of as animals and were coerced by dreams of profit, life, and sleep to engage in dangerous and fatal experiments.
At least 20 U.S. emergency rooms have been using another experimental technology, artificial blood, for years without patients' consent. Detroit Hospital has been quietly experimenting with commercial blood substitute called polyheme, which is derived from human blood. To test this substance, emergency rooms, medical technicians, and participating hospitals infuse it at random into severely injured, mostly unconscious ER patients who cannot give consent. Patients who require blood infusion alternately receive polyheme and blood during their first 12 hours in the ER. A similar blood substitute called polyheme, consisting of purified hemoglobin derived from cow's blood, was first tested on moribund emergency room patient but in South Africa. F. We know that blood was a big hit in South Africa and that there were many pros to its use. However, in this chapter, we also learn of the cons: shock, respiratory failure, pneumonia. On top of all the things that we have learned to be conscious while reading this book, do you also think making sure doctors are using real blood will be one of them? The book doesn't say, but do you think that those who have been infused with the fake blood can give blood? I heard about this a long time ago, replacing human blood with artificial blood. Wow. Do I think a person with fake blood can give real blood? I mean, if a person with fake blood can give blood? I don't understand.
Do you think that the blood that after being given a transfusion, do you think fake blood? Do you think that this person is can give another transfusion? Can their blood be used for transfusion? That's
I wouldn't know.
It sounds like science fiction. I wouldn't want cat's blood or dog's blood or cow blood infused inside of me, and I don't know if I could. If someone in my family needed a transfusion, if I'm capable of giving them blood, I wouldn't know now. I went through the emergency, and it giving me what is it called? Polyheme or hemopure blood, and which is cow's blood.
Okay, well, excuse me, Edwina. Randie listed people that she wanted to answer the question. So let's let Venita finish. And then when we're sure that she's done, I'll ask if there's anyone else that wants to address the question, and we can continue with your point then. Okay?
Yeah, I do
Are you
believe
done?
that.
I lost everybody.
I'm here. Venita?
Yes, you just left and you came back on my screen.
Okay.
All right. Yes. I believe that people should ask that question and be able to get answers on whether they're getting human blood or artificial blood. That was the first part of the question. And the second part of the question, I got a little confused when it says, not that it's a complicated question, but how it was put here. Do you think that a person who has been infused with fake blood can give blood? Yeah. But anybody can get blood. Yes, they can. But what would the ramifications be? That would be the question. Considering we don't know how human blood mixes with animal blood. Not saying, although we might not see that in the future, where consent won't be needed, because this will be the norm. That's my biggest fear.
Okay, anybody else?
Well, if they're giving it to people randomly without their consent or knowledge, how are they tracking it? So if you have some kind of adverse reaction later on, and no one's tracked, well, okay, in 1992, they gave them a pint and a half of polyheme, and now their eyeball is falling out, or they have some kind of strange blood disease.
Right.
How do you know that and is this a way for them to avoid being sued?
Yeah.
Because you can't track who's got this blood.
Yeah, and also I would say they can't track it because they were giving it out randomly. Yeah. I'm not sure they even know who they were giving it to. But my understanding was that the artificial blood that's being used in the U.S. is derived from human blood, whatever that means.
Do you believe that?
Well, I'm saying that's my understanding from the reading, and that the cow's blood was only being used in South Africa at the time of this writing. But whether it's human blood or human blood or cow's blood, the real issue there is once again the issue of consent. So I'm sorry, Georgette, were you done?
Oh, yep, I'm done.
Okay, anybody else on?
I just wanted to interject, as a librarian, I know that they, about cataloging, they have to be able to track the person that they have infused with this, what do you call it, cow's blood, or what is the polyheme and so forth. I mean, to me, I would think there is some way they know who they gave this blood to, somehow.
You would think.
Yeah, I think they do know. I think in some way, as a cataloger, some way that this is being serialized, and they know. And they're tracking people that they're infused with the polyheme. So, but
I hope you're right, but that is not anything that was mentioned in the chapter.
No, but I'm making this assumption they know what they're doing. So they are, it's being tracked some kind of way. It's being cataloged, serialized. They know who they're giving blood to, and they know, and they're waiting to see what the end result will be. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
Bye.